You are listening to The Vocal Technologist. Spoken tech for your ears.
Welcome back. If you're anywhere near tech right now, especially UX or product, you can feel it. Things are shifting fast. Design, AI, how products get made. It feels like everything's up in the air.
It really does. There's just this constant stream of new tools, new ideas, hard to keep track.
Totally. So we took all that great material you sent over, really focusing on that collision point between, design strategy and AI. It gives us a perfect framework for what we sometimes call Product Thursdays. Design edition, maybe.
Sound about right.
And our goal today isn't just rehashing announcements. It's about figuring out, okay, what's really landing, what's maybe fizzling out already, and how is the actual job of being a designer changing, like right now in late 2025?
Yeah, filtering through it all is key. And when you pull together everything we've seen, there's this immediate kind of glaring paradox, isn't there?
Which is?
Well, AI is being jammed into everything, every platform, every tool. But the material suggests that the big promises.
Yeah.
Better quality designs, faster workflows. For most designers, it's just not quite happening yet.
Okay. So, excitement versus actual results. Let's definitely unpack that.
Yeah.
So, the big theme seems to be generative AI is taking over some parts of the UX workflow. Specifically, it's pulling designers away from the pixel pushing, the execution side. If the machines are doing that, what are the humans supposed to be doing? Where's the value add now?
Right. It's shifting. It's moving much more towards the strategic side of things.
Yeah.
I mean, AI is getting incredibly good at the execution task, drafting components, sure, but also analyzing huge piles of user feedback, spitting out basic prototypes.
Stuff that used to take ages.
Exactly. So that frees up the designer to focus on, well, higher level stuff. Systems thinking, thinking about the ethics of the AI outputs, which is huge, and honestly becoming a really skilled prompt engineer.
So defining the problem and asking the right questions becomes the core skill.
Precisely. Asking the kinds of nuanced, tricky questions that AI just can't handle. But this loops us right back to that paradox we mentioned, especially looking at the details in that Figma 2025 AI report. Everyone agrees design skills are super important for building good AI products. Strategy, user understanding, all that. Yet the same report says 60% of designers, 60, say they don't actually see better quality coming out of the AI tools they're using right now.
Wait, 60%? That feels significant.
Yeah.
And that's not just like early hiccups, is it? That sounds more like the tools themselves might be missing the mark, at least for now.
Well, it's a really good point. Is it temporary or is it something deeper?
Yeah.
And the material suggests it might be more fundamental. It's not necessarily that the tech is bad, but it's limited by its training data.
Yeah.
AI learns from what's already out there, right? So it's naturally going to be best at producing, well, the average design, the consensus.
Okay, so if you need something average, it's great. But anything complex?
Exactly. Complexity, really tight constraints, something genuinely new or novel, that's where it struggles. Because it defaults back to that statistical middle ground.
Which means if your starting point, your prompt, is even a little off?
Then you're in trouble. As one piece put it, the real danger is that AI will happily design the wrong thing for you. It just automates the execution, even if the direction is flawed.
So you just get to the wrong answer faster.
Bingo. Not exactly the software renaissance we were promised, is it?
Not quite yet, it seems. Okay, this is fascinating. Let's pivot slightly. We've talked about who is designing, but what about how the interfaces themselves are changing? This brings us to intent-based UI.
Yeah, this is a really interesting shift. Intent-based UI. It's moving away from needing users to click through menus and navigate fixed structures. Instead, the system tries to figure out what you want to do, often using large language models, LLMs, to understand your goal before you even explicitly state it.
So the LLM becomes the brain, interpreting natural language, maybe even context.
Right. It translates that fuzzy intent into structured data, and that data tells the interface, okay, show this component or jump to this screen. It's trying to anticipate your next move.
And we see this already, don't we? The material points to platforms like Spotify, TikTok, even ChatGPT itself. You don't really navigate folders there. Stuff just appears.
Exactly. It surfaces what it thinks you need. And yeah, the argument in some of this material is that traditional fixed navigation is kind of dying.
Faster, definitely. But what's the catch?
Well, the big critique is that while it's great for common routine tasks, it can create these really disorienting black boxes.
Meaning?
Meaning when the system jumps you somewhere, you often lose your sense of how you got there. Your mental map of the interface disappears. And if the prediction is wrong, you're just lost. You don't know how to backtrack or take control.
So you lose that cognitive map, that sense of place and control.
Precisely. Which suggests these predictive systems need to augment traditional navigation, not totally replace it. We need that transparency, that ability to see the map, even if the system offers a shortcut.
That makes sense. User control versus pure automation speed.
It's a critical balance.
Actually, speaking of control and clarity in UI, there was a really sharp, practical point in the material about dialog boxes. Worth mentioning.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, the distinction between modal and non-modal seems basic but crucial. Modal dialogues, the ones that block everything else, use them only for critical stuff, like confirming you want to delete something permanently.
Because they stop the user dead in their tracks.
Right, whereas non-modal dialogues, the ones that let you keep interacting with the page behind them, those are for supplementary things, optional settings, where you don't need to halt the user's entire flow. It's about designing intentional constraints.
That's a great micro example of system design thinking, isn't it? Even a tiny choice like that dictates user autonomy. And that idea of intentional constraints, human-led constraints, is perfect for shifting gears again.
Okay, where are we heading?
Let's move beyond the screen. Let's talk about physical products.
Yeah.
Brand identity. Areas where that human touch, that strategic constraint, is still everything.
All right, let's get physical and visual. We saw some really cool stuff about the new Adidas World Cup ball for 2026, the Crionda.
Oh yeah, the design on that is quite striking.
Totally. Those red, blue, and green swirls representing the hosts, Canada, the U.S., Mexico. Really vibrant.
It looks great. Yeah, captures that energy. But the tech inside is maybe even more interesting.
The sensor chip.
Exactly. It's got this new side-mounted motion sensor. Apparently, it provides real-time data on the ball's movement, spin, everything, directly feeding into VAR decisions.
Wow. So beautiful physical design meets absolutely critical digital function. That's a neat integration.
It really is. And speaking of visual identity, but on the consumer side, look at dbrand.
Ah, the skins company. What are they up to?
They're jumping on the rumor mill for the next iPhone color, supposedly cosmic orange.
Okay.
So they've launched skins in that exact color, not just for phones, but for MacBooks, AirPods, game consoles, everything. Letting people basically adopt Apple's rumored high-end aesthetic across all their gear before Apple even announces it.
Ah, that's cheeky. Talk about wanting control over your personal brand identity.
It shows how much that visual consistency matters to people. And that feeds directly into corporate branding, too. The material made a strong case that custom typefaces, they're becoming essential, not just a nice-to-have.
Really? Why now?
Think about brands like that new climate movement identity, Sunday. They developed a custom living typeface, inspired by protest signs, alongside their flexible logo. The point is, a custom font lets a brand completely own its visual language. It builds recognition long-term, tells a unique story, and actually it can save money compared to licensing generic fonts everyone else uses.
An ownable asset versus a rented one makes sense.
Definitely. And on a different branding note, did you see the Absolute Vodka thing celebrating Keith Haring?
Vaguely. What was it?
They temporarily took over Charing Cross Station in London and renamed it Haring Cross, filled it with his art, turned a regular commute into this, pop-up public gallery.
Oh, that's brilliant. Making art accessible, connecting the brand to culture.
Yeah.
Very smart.
Yeah, really well executed. Shows how brand identity can live way beyond just the bottle or the ad. It's about experience.
Okay, so that emphasis on human taste, strategy, unique execution, it leads us nicely into the final stretch here. Let's talk corporate moves, the tools landscape, and ultimately what skills are truly indispensable for designers moving forward.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
And the corporate maneuvers are interesting. It seems like acquiring talent is trumping acquiring actual products right now.
Example.
Perplexity buying that AI design startup, Visual Electric, what do? Immediately shut down the Visual Electric product itself. But they brought the whole team on board into their new agent experiences group. It's a clear sign they wanted the brains, the specialized design AI expertise, embedded right into their core AI work.
Got it. Integrating the talent, not just bolting on a feature.
Exactly. And then there's that partnership between Squarespace and Perplexity.
Right. Integrating website, building into Perplexity's browser, Comet.
Yeah. The idea seems to be creating this super smooth path from doing AI-powered research directly into launching a professional-looking business website on Squarespace, shortening that gap from idea to actual business.
Making the AI actionable commercially? Very slick.
But then you have the hardware side, and things get complicated. Like Joni Ive's much-hyped, super-secret I/O AI device for OpenAI.
Which keeps getting delayed. What's the holdup, according to the material?
It seems like three big hurdles. One, just raw computing power, getting enough processing done locally on the device is proving tough.
Okay, a technical challenge.
Two, the privacy aspect. We're talking potentially always on cameras and microphones. That's a minefield they haven't navigated yet.
Understandably. And the third.
This one's almost purely a design problem, defining its personality. They're apparently struggling with how the device should interact, how it should feel, specifically trying to avoid it coming across like some weird AI girlfriend.
Wow. So getting the tone, the interaction model, the relationship right, that's proving as hard as the hardware itself.
Exactly. Which brings us full circle, doesn't it? Back to the skills that you just can't automate.
Like taste.
Like taste, absolutely. That
Yeah.
cultivated ability to know what matters, what's appropriate, what's distinct, that's human judgment.
So we're potentially talking about the vocal technologist having taste as a core competency. So when we talk about the designer's mindset in this new era, what does that really look like?
I think it means seeing everything. Your design choices,
Yeah.
your career path, even your deeply held beliefs as hypotheses. Things to be tested, refined, maybe even thrown out.
So constant iteration, not just on products, but on yourself.
Yes. Growth comes from being willing to evolve, to take feedback, to revise courageously.
Yeah.
Not just sticking to what you thought was right last year. That ability to curate information, to be genuinely curious, and to ask the big strategic why questions that define the real problem. No machine does that. That's the human edge.
It really is the core tension right now, isn't it? We've got this whirlwind of change, generative AI, intent-based UIs, new physical tech happening so fast. And yet the skills that seem to matter most are still profoundly human. Ethical judgment, asking the right questions, developing that nuanced sense of taste.
That connection is crucial. And maybe circling back to intent-based UI for a final thought. Think about those systems like Dia, the new AI browser from the browser company. They promise incredible speed and efficiency by anticipating your every move.
Right, predicting where you want to go.
Exactly. But here's the question to ponder. What's the ultimate trade-off? What happens when an interface perfectly predicts your destination, gets you there instantly, but completely hides the map, hides how you got there?
Yeah.
Is that gain in automation always worth the potential loss of your own cognitive map, your autonomy?
That's a heavy question. Is efficiency worth giving up the understanding of the journey?
Something for all of us, especially designers and builders, to really wrestle with.
Indeed. Well, thank you for walking us through all this. It's been incredibly insightful, trying to make sense of where product and design are heading.
My pleasure. Always good to try and connect the dots.
Absolutely. We'll catch you next time.
Spoken Tech for your ears.